Coming round with 6 laps to go. And Pinto, the European champion, twice the London Marathon winner, in 4th place now. Well, clearly the Kenyans have decided that what we were talking about earlier, Brendan, has got to happen. The race has got to be won in the second 5,000 metres, and they've got to kick it in and make it faster. They can't wait for the finish.
Well, it's good to see a European in there, because I'm looking down the field and there's only one European in the first 9. And as I said earlier, in the first ever World Championships, 7 Europeans finished in the first 8. But the pendulum has swung in the favour of Africa, and here there are Africans, 8 of the first 9 Africans, and there you can see the athletes suffering from these conditions, suffering from this slight injection of pace. The Kenyans are beginning to get stronger, but always Paul Turgat is tracking Gebri Selassie. Now what is Turgat's plan to try and win this race?
It's not just a slight injection of pace. From 68s and 69s, when Chaluli took over, it went to 62.8.
Well, that explains why the group is now down to 9, and including Antonio Pinto running a brave race there in about 6th place, with Africans all around him. The green vest of Ethiopia, the black vest of Kenya, the green and yellow vest of South Africa, and the white vest of Portugal. And now athletes are being lapped, are getting in the way, and this is going to be a feature of this race. I hope it doesn't have any effect on the result, because sometimes the athletes, I feel, at this stage of the race should move out, should be warned to move out, and should move out to let the leading group come through. But Chalule, stretching them along, looks very comfortable at this pace. Gebri Selassie, not surprisingly, looks strong there in 2nd place. And Paul Turgat, he's happy to run a waiting race. He'll come round here into the finishing straight. Just over a mile to go. And Paul Turgat, well, I'm sure he's going to have to go earlier than the last couple of laps.
Well, the leaders, apart from Pinto from Europe, is also Massa of Holland. And the orange vest, this is the back of that group. Well, they're certainly stretched out now. And Chaluli's burst of pace has strung them well out.
Well, they're inside the last mile. And Gebri Selassie totally untroubled in 2nd place. And the danger, the person we're looking to make a move on the outside there, just outside Antonio Pinto, is Paul Turgat, who run it. And there's Massa of the Netherlands running well at the back of that group. So there are 2 Europeans in that group now. And the group down to 10 athletes, 8 Africans and 2 Europeans, Pinto and Massa. Massa running well there, hanging on to this, and the conditions are as difficult for him as they were for John Brown, but he's actually coping pretty well with them. But I'm just wondering now, as they come into the finishing straight, if this was a road race or a cross-country race, Paul Turgat would be gathering himself and putting himself with an opportunity of trying to beat Gebri Selassie. And here he is now, coming down the straight for the first time, moving onto the shoulder of Gebri Selassie. 3 laps to go. Turgat looks on the inside, moves onto the outside, and surely, if he wants this gold medal, he's going to have to do something about it soon.
So I'm checking in on the big television screen at the end of the straight. Kenyans have now got 3 in the first 6. And Pinto making a move. Of Portugal. Well, he's really gone for it now. Pinto, European 10,000 metre champion, twice the London Marathon winner, and he's made the gold bid.
Well, he's made a brave effort. 1,000 metres to go, and Antonio Pinto, he says, well, at least they're going to make you run for it. Mightn't win the gold medal, but he might make this into a medal-winning run of some description. Turgat reacted slowly there. Gebri Selassie reacted very quickly. 800 metres remaining. Antonio Pinto, the European champion and European record holder, now really taking them on. It's great to see. It could be a real boost for European distance running, because if Pinto can do it, then surely the rest of the Europeans can do it. But there are a few yards growing there between Gebri Selassie and the man that we thought was the danger to him, Paul Turgat. Now Paul Turgat surely coming up to 600 metres. Do you want the gold medal, Paul, or are you going to settle for a lesser medal? The question now really being asked of Paul Turgat, and those few yards look menacingly ominous there for Turgat. He's not close enough. He's too far behind. Gebri Selassie has been untroubled. He's rarely been anywhere other than in second place. And now Gebri Selassie moves out, gives himself some daylight. Pinto moves out as well to pass the lap runners, and Gebri Selassie strikes just before the bell. And then the Ethiopians are following him.
Mezigibu and Tola there as they go through the bell. Well, now we can expect some action from Gebri Selassie. Turgat looks to me to have problems. Gebri Selassie goes for home. Pinto has made his effort, but it's not going to work. And we've got 3 Ethiopians now in front. Mezigibu is the man in second place. Also up there is Tola. Ethiopia 1, 2 and 3. Turgat now in 4th. Pinto Portugal in 5. And Gebri Selassie is going to win the world title at 10,000 metres for the 4th successive time. The battle on now for second place. Gold goes to Gebri Selassie. The silver to Turgat. Mezigibu finished in 3rd place, but this has been a grueling night, and really Turgat never really took on the challenge.
Well, this man, 4 times the world champion now at 10,000 metres, he puts fear into the minds of his opposition to such an extent he mesmerised them in that race. There was only one challenge to Gebri Selassie, and I'm just looking down there. Mark Butler, our statistician, just put the number in front of me. 54.5 for the last lap of that grueling 10,000 metres. And that explains why nobody could get on terms with Gebri Selassie. I was a little disappointed that the silver medalist Paul Turgat didn't attempt to try and beat Gebri Selassie, but he'll be delighted having led 2 Ethiopians, 2 medals for Ethiopia in the men's 10,000 metres, but there was never much doubt who would be winning the gold.
Gebri Selassie only 26 now, and he's won the world title 4 times. And this is where he took charge.
There he was, into the last lap. The bell sounded, and Gebri Selassie was off. Antonio Pinto in second place there, the Portuguese athlete, ran a great race to be in contention going down the back straight. Then Mezigibu comes there on the outside, and his teammate Tola. So the Ethiopians at this point are 1, 2 and 3. And Paul Turgat, as he was most throughout the race, giving them a few yards, not able to catch Gebri Selassie, not able to be in contention for the gold medal. Probably the way he ran didn't have a thought about the gold medal in his mind, and I think was actually lucky with a finishing run there, coming on the outside, taking over the 2 Ethiopians, and then the 2 Ethiopians for 1 medal. Mezigibu managed to hold off his teammate Tola, but there was no beating the 54.5 lap for Gebri Selassie to retain his world title and winning it for the 4th time. We saw him smiling at the start, we see him smiling at the finish. One day somebody's going to beat him, but we haven't seen the man yet.
I would reckon he thought he had a fairly easy ride.
Well, he will share it with his teammates. And there's the 2 Ethiopian medalists, Mezigibu and Haile Gebri Selassie. 4th world title for Gebri Selassie. And he's told us that after Sydney he'll move up to the marathon. God knows what he'll do at that event, because he's ruining this event for everybody else.
He probably brought it just for fun. Good run by Pinto, I must say. European 10,000 metre record holder. Pinto is now 33. Probably better off at the marathon, but he's found unexpected speed at 10,000 metres.